all got the books in front of you? Your books are in front of you. The Triumph of Surgery. You got your books? Books are with
Yes,
you?
sir.
Very good. Now, before we go to the story, the story is a little bit, it's got a lot of humor in it. Humor means sometimes you will want to laugh while reading the story. I laughed a lot while reading that story. The Triumph of Surgery. Triumph means success. Success of surgery. Now, so what's the meaning of surgery? You know, surgery is the operation that the surgeon does on a human or a person. Yes, surgery. The triumph of surgery means the success of surgery. Now, here in this story, there was one mistress. Her name was Pumphrey. She had a pet dog. She had a pet dog, and she was like we all are very attached to our pets. We all love our pets very much. That pet's dog's name was Tricky. The dog's name was Tricky. Okay. She was so attached to that dog. She used to feed him 24 hours of the day. She used to wear, during rainy season, she used to buy a raincoat for that dog. And during winter, she used to wear warm clothing for that dog. She used to take care so much. As a result, the dog and Mrs. Pumphrey's mistress, they cannot be without each other. Okay, that was the thing. So, she used to feed him, and then one day, the author, James Herriot, he is a veterinary doctor. You know what's mean a veterinary doctor? The doctor who treats animals. Sorry. The doctor who treats animals. So one day he seen the mistress taking Tricky for a walk, and he was very much worried. He said, "What happened? Why is your dog so looking very plumpy? It's unable to walk. You know, when the dog becomes very fat, I mean, in size, it's unable to walk. And what happened?" Then she said, "No, nothing. It's okay. He's fine. He's healthy and all that. Fine." So, but the author was really worried, thinking that something might happen to that dog. Okay. After a few days, the Mrs. Pumphrey called to Harriet. "Doctor, I am very much worried. Tricky is not eating. Tricky is vomiting, and Tricky is breathing very fast. He's having a problem. Please, you must do something about it." And all that. The doctor already knew what was wrong with Tricky, but he did not say anything. So he said that you bring Tricky to the doctor, to the hospital, to the veterinary hospital, and I will treat him and see what I can do for him. So the mistress brought, she was a very rich lady, so she brought Tricky to the hospital, and the bed was made and the treatment, and the doctor said, "Listen, Tricky has to be under my observation for another 15 days. So you don't disturb him that. I have to take care of him. I have to see if I can do a surgery on him and this and that." So at last, yes, Tricky was admitted in the hospital. The bed was made and all the people attended to Tricky, all that, fine. And that lady went away home. But in a day, she used to call 10 times, 15 times. "How is Tricky? How is Tricky?" Asking all questions. The doctor, he thought there is something else. You need not have to treat the dog. The dog only needs exercise. If it has proper exercise, if it has a proper diet, it can be completely cured. So he started following that routine. He never gave it much to eat. He made it run about here and there. He made it walk. It even made it to run about with the other big dogs in the hospital. But so when the doctor finally found that Tricky was recovering, he called and told Mrs. Pumphrey that Tricky is much better now. You don't be worried. He'll be fine. Immediately she started sending him chocolate cakes for the dog. Chocolate cakes, juice, soft drinks, wine, all eggs, so many eggs, all that, so thinking that the dog needs a lot of energy and all that. But actually, the dog did not need any of these things. So, the doctor and the nurses, they had a lot of time to eat all what that madam was sending, that mistress. The chocolate cakes they were having, the nurses and the doctor were eating, the juices they themselves had, for eggs they were having for breakfast. All this they were going on. Everybody were very happy. And the doctor decided to keep Tricky permanently in the hospital so that that lady will keep sending him many eatable things so that they can have a lovely time. In the end, one fine day, then he said, okay, I think it's better that that lady was crying, calling in the phone, crying. See, how's Tricky? Take care of him. Everything I'm sending for him. I hope he's eating the eggs. I hope he's eating the chocolate cake. He loves it very much. This, that, and all. Then one fine day, the doctor thought, no, I think it's better we send him back home. So he called that Mrs. Pomfrey, you come and take Tricky. Tricky is 100% completely okay. All Tricky did not had such a diet that all the fat that was in his body completely dissolved. Running, he became more energetic, running about now. Then that lady came, she came in a big car and was very happy and thanked the doctor and said, thanked the doctor and said, this is the real success of a surgery. But did the doctor do a surgery? No. The doctor did not do any surgery. The doctor did not give the dog any medicines, nothing. Just he followed the routine and proper exercises were given to that dog and the dog became completely cured. Now here, the trump of surgery, there was no surgery at all. So in ironically speaking, that lady felt like that this was the first and the most successful surgery in a whole lifetime. That was the story. Okay. Now we'll go back to the story. So keep your books ready. Tricky, that's the dog's name. Tricky, a small dog, is pampered and overfed. Pampered means love, maximum care. See, sometimes we don't need maximum. To some extent you should have. When you cross your limit of love and care, you call that pampered. Pampered and petted, they say. Pampered and overfed by his rich mistress. He falls seriously ill and his mistress consults a veterinary surgeon. Who's the veterinary surgeon? The author himself, James Herriot. Veterinary surgeon. Does he perform an operation? Does the dog recover? Okay. This story is about Tricky, a dog who's a pet of a rich lady named Mrs. Pomfrey. She loves the dog very much and is unable to refuse him anything. Loves the dog very much, but because of that, whatever the dog wants, that lady used to give the dog. He cannot refuse anything to the dog. And the result, you know what happened. Tricky is fond of eating cream cakes and chocolates. So one day, when Mrs. Pomfrey was out with Tricky for a walk, the narrator, that is the author of the story, Mr. James Dr. Herriot, had met them on the road and he was telling that there is something wrong with Tricky. You better take care. Don't be overfeeding him. Don't be overfeeding him. There will be the results will be disastrous. He might fall ill and become very seriously sick and all those things. But she said, no, nothing. Soon Tricky he'll become all right. There is no problem with Tricky. He's very much petted and pampered by me and he's looking very fat. I know I'm feeding him and giving him everything that he likes and all that. But the narrator, the doctor, was under the impression that something is going to get wrong and this lady is going to call him. Yeah. The story starts when Pomfrey, the rich lady, takes the dog for a walk. A nearby veterinary doctor who knows the lady sees the dog and is shocked as he sees the dog looks like a bloated sausage. Sausage is a meat, something stuffed in meat and it looks fat and big. Sausage with leg on each end. Okay. He advises her giving him that unhealthy things. Don't give him all these chocolates and cream cakes and all that. That is not good for his health. Dogs normally must be very active. The narrator, Mr. Harriet, then somehow takes Tricky, the dog, to the hospital, even though he knows that Mrs. Pomfrey is not ready to leave the dog and is nearly fainted just by hearing these words. When the doctor suggested that Tricky has to be admitted in the hospital for around nearly 2 weeks or 15 days, that lady, the mistress of that dog, nearly fainted on the ground, became unconscious, thinking that Tricky will be away from her. So much she loved the dog. Okay, fainted. Hearing these words, then he takes the dog along, puts a bed for him in the surgery. The dog doesn't move much now. Doesn't move. It cannot move. It's so fat and it cannot sloppy. It cannot even move. Okay. Dog doesn't move on the first day. On the second day, he looks around and whimpers a bit. On the second day, he starts to make a little noise and looking around. He wanted to go out on the third day and he started playing with bigger dogs when he was taken out. He also licked the balls of the bigger dogs. Now, Dr. Harriet had actually starved the dog Tricky. Never gave him anything to eat. First day, never gave anything. Second day also. Third day, Tricky started moving with the other big dogs and their plates, the plate where the food is given for dogs, that's called bowls. Tricky started licking those bowls and he also licked the bowls of other dogs on the third day. Then his condition started improving very fast. He started fighting for his meal. Now, dogs have the tendency when you keep food, all the dogs come together to fight for their food. All. So Tricky also was in that group. He started fighting for his meals with the other dogs. Then when this news reaches Mrs. Pomfrey, she started sending him eggs. That is, so that Tricky might recover from his illness. He needed energy also. Mr. Harriet and his partner started eating those eggs for morning breakfast. Who was eating the eggs? Tricky, the dog? No. The doctor and the nurses, because Tricky did not need anything. You only need to be starved and he needed exercise. So all the eggs were eaten by the doctor. Okay. Then for improving Tricky's blood, to increase his blood, she started sending bottles of wine, which was again consumed by Dr. Harriet. He used to take 2 glasses of wine during lunch, then in the evening and in the morning. He was very happy. Then when she started sending him bottles of brandy for Tricky, so that the time when Harriet thought that Tricky has to stay here permanently, we all will be very happy. He had started having 2 extra eggs in the morning also. Who? Tricky, the doctor. The doctor started having. Then having all glasses of wine in the afternoon and then closing the day having brandy at night. By the time the wise decision that he wanted to call that mistress and say to keep Tricky here for a longer time. But he decided not to. He said, you can take, Tricky is ready. You can take him back home. He's completely cured. Tricky was ready, really happy to see his mistress, and he jumped into the car. Mrs. Pomfrey said that she won't be able to ever thank how much he has done and that his surgery had been successful and Tricky was now cured. Now, this story is really humorous. Nothing was wrong. That lady had pampered and petted the dog, a pet dog, Tricky. We could not be without each other, and whatever the dog asked, it was given to it. And finally the result was the dog became very, 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 very fat, obsessed, and it couldn't move. It had breathing problems. It started to vomit. It just lay on the floor. It did not move. And this worried the mistress, Mrs. Pomfrey. She panicked and she called the doctor, Dr. Harriet. That is the author of this story. He had admitted Tricky in the hospital and he told to Mrs. Pomfrey that Tricky will have to be under his custody, under his observation for another 15 days. Now, what did the doctor do? Did the doctor give him medicines? Did the doctor do any operation, surgery? Nothing. The doctor did not give him any food on the first day. Completely starved. Just made him lie. He did not even move. The dog did not even move. On the second day, the dog started to move a little and look around and made a little noise also. On the third day, the dog wanted to go out. Then they took him to the garden and he started playing with other dogs. Started running about here and there playing. And also, after that, he started to fight for his food. Food was given to all the other dogs in the hospital, and Tricky used to fight for his food. Finally, Tricky was improving very much, and this information Dr. Herriot, James Herriot, had informed to Mrs. Pumphrey. On hearing this, immediately she started sending him all the nourishments. First, he started sending eggs so that Tricky's energy might be boosted up, and in the end, the eggs were eaten by the doctor and the nurses. Okay. Then she started sending him ice cream, chocolates, and ice cream cakes, chocolates. That one also was eaten by the doctor and the nurses because he did not want to give Tricky any food, something that can increase his weight and all that. Okay. Then she started sending him bottles of wine so that his blood might increase. Wine, brandy, all kinds of nourishments that lady used to send every day. So this was not given to Tricky, and all this food, all the luxurious food that arrived from Mrs. Pumphrey's house, the doctor, Herriot, and the nurses, they had a nice time and they had all this food. In the end, when Tricky was completely okay, completely cured, in the sense of Mrs. Pumphrey, he called the mistress and said that now your pet dog is completely okay, he's cured fully, so now you can come and take him back home. Okay? And immediately that lady was very much happy. She immediately brought a car and Tricky jumped into the car, and that lady was very much thankful to Dr. Herriot. He said, I am so happy, she said, I am so happy that you took care of Tricky, and I think this is the most successful surgery ever done. So was any surgery done? No. Nothing was done. The doctor did not do anything. So this story, the triumph of surgery, triumph is success. Surgery means the operation the surgeon does on human beings or on animals or whatever it is. Veterinary doctors do surgeries on animals, and our doctors do surgery on human beings. So here there was no surgery conducted, just this story is a lot of humor. If you read it and if you understand it, you will laugh to yourself so many times. Okay. Now Tanvi, read Tanvi. Tanvi,
Yes, sir.
read.
Yes,
Read.
sir.
Yeah.
I was really worried.
Hmm.
I was really worried about Tricky this time. I had pulled off my car when I saw him in the street with his mistress, and I was shocked at his appearance. He had become hugely fat, like a bloated sausage, with a leg at each corner. His eyes, bloodshot and rheumy, stared straight ahead, and his tongue lolled from his jaws. Mrs. Pumphrey hastened to explain. He was so listless. Mr. Harriot, he seemed to have no energy. I thought he must be suffering from malnutrition, so I have been giving him some little extras between meals to build him up, some malt and cod liver oil, and a bowl
God
of
level.
Horlicks at
Yes.
night to make him sleep.
Yes.
Nothing much really.
Yes.
And did you cut down on the sweet things as I told you? I did for a bit, but he seemed to be so weak I had to relent. He does love cream cakes and chocolate, so I can't bear to refuse him. I looked down again at the little dog. That was the trouble. Tricky's only fault was greed. He had never been known to refuse food. He would tackle a meal at any hour of the day or night, and I wondered about all the things Mrs. Pumphrey had not mentioned. Are you giving him plenty of exercise? Well, he has his little bit works with me, as you can see, but Hodgkin, the gardener, has been down with lumbago, so there has been no ring showing lately. I tried to sound severe. Now I really mean this. If you don't cut him now and give exercise, he is going to be really ill. You must harden your heart and keep him on a very strict diet. Mrs. Pumphrey wrung his hands. Oh, I will, Mr. Harriot. I am sure you are right, but it is so difficult, so very difficult. She set off head down along the road as if determined to put the new regime into practice immediately. I watched their progress with growing concern. Tricky was tottering along in his little tweed coat. He had a whole wardrobe of these coats for the cold weather and a raincoat for the wet days. He struggled on, dropping in his harness. I thought it would not be long before I heard from Mrs. Pumphrey. The expected call came within a few days. Mrs. Pumphrey was distraught. Tricky would eat nothing, refused even his favorite dishes, and besides he had bouts of vomiting. He spent all his time lying on a rug panting, did not want to go for walks, did not want to do anything. I had made my plans in advance. The only way was to get Tricky out of the house for a period. I suggested that he be hospitalized for about a fortnight to be kept under observation.
Yes.
The poor lady almost snored. She was sure he would pine and die if he did not see her every day. But I took a firm line. Tricky was very ill, and this was the only way to save him. In fact, I thought it best to take him without delay, and followed by Mrs. Pumphrey's wailings, I marched out to the car, carrying the little dog wrapped in a blanket. The entire staff was roused and maids rushed in and out, bringing his daybed, the nightbed, favorite cushions, toys, and rubber rings, breakfast ball, lunch ball, super ball, realizing that my car would never hold all this stuff. I started to drive away. As I moved off, Mrs. Pumphrey, with a despairing cry, threw an armful of the little cots through the window. I looked in the mirror before I turned the corner of the drive. Everybody was in tears. Out on the road, I glanced down at the pathetic little animal gasping on the seat by my side. I patted the head and Tricky made a brave effort to wag his tail. Poor old Ned, I said, you have not a kick in you, but I think I know a cure for you. At the surgery, the household dogs surged around me. Tricky looked down at the noisy pack with dull eyes and when put down, lay motionless on the carpet. The other dogs, after sniffing round him for a few seconds, decided he was an uninteresting object and ignored him. I made up a bed for him in a warm loose box next to the one where the other dogs slept. For 2 days I kept an eye on him, giving him no food but plenty of water. At the end of the second day, he started to show some interest in the surroundings, and on the third, he began to whimper when he heard the dogs in the yard. When I opened the door, Tricky trotted out and was immediately angered by Joe, the greyhound, and his friends. After rolling him over and thoroughly inspecting him, the dogs moved off down and garden. Tricky followed them, rolling slightly with his surplus fat. Later that day, I was present at feeding time. I watched while Tristan slotted the food into the bowls. There was the usual headlong rush followed by the sounds of high-speed eating. Every dog knew that if he fell, have some competition for the last part of his meal.
Hmm. Yeah.
When they had finished, Tricky took a walk round the shining bowls, licking casually inside one or two of them. Next day an extra bowl was put out for him, and I was pleased to see him jostling his way towards it. From then on, his progress was rapid. He had no medicinal treatment of any kind, but all day he ran about with the dogs, joining in their friendly images. He
Sonpari,
discovered the
Sonpari,
joys of being
Sonpari, read. Continue, Sonpari. Continue, Sonpari, where she stopped.
He
Louder.
discovered the joy of being bowled over, trampled on the squares every few minutes. He became an accepted member of the gang, an unlikely, silky little object among the shaggy crew, fighting like a tiger for his share at meal times and hurting rats in the old hen house at night. He had never had such a time in his life. All the while, Mr. Pumphrey hovered uneasily in the background, ringing a dozen times a day for the latest bulletins.
Yes.
I dodged the question about whether his conscience were being turned regularly or his correct coat on according to the weather, but I was able to tell her that that the little fellow was not of danger and convincing rapidly. The word convincing seemed to something to Mrs. Pumphrey. She started to bring round trays, eggs, 2 dozen at a time, to build a tricky strength. For a happy period, my partners and I had to egg each for a breakfast. But when the bottles of wine began to arrive, the really possibilities of the situation began to dawn on the household. It was to unleash Tricky's blood. Lunch became a ceremonial occasion with
Occasion,
two
yes.
glasses of wine before several during the meal. We, we could hardly believe it when the brandy came to put a final edge of Tricky's constitution. For a few nights, the fine sprite was rolled around in hell and reverently drunk. They were days of deep content, starting well with the extra egg in the morning improved and sustained by the midday wine and finishing luxuries around the fire with the brandy. It was temptation in front of her. Her lips trembled. Oh, Mr. Harriet, do tell me the truth. Is he really better? Yes, he finds there's no need for you to get out of the car. I will go to fetch him. I walked through the house into the garden. A mass of youth was circling round and round the lawn, and in the their midst, Yes, flaming, tail waving, was the little golden figure of Tricky, into which he had been transformed into a lithe, hard, muscles animal. He was keeping up well with the peg, stretching out in great bounds, his chest almost brushing the ground. I carried him back along the passage to the front of the house. The Champers was still holding the car door open, and when Titi saw his mistress, he took off from my arms in a tremendous leap and sailed into Mrs. Pumphrey's lap. She gave a startled oh, and then had he defend herself as he stormed over her, licking her face and barking. During the excitement, I helped the jumpers to bring out the best toys, sequence, oars, and bowls, none of which had been used. As the car moved away, Mrs. Pumphrey leaned out of out of the window, tears shone in her eyes. Her lips trembled. Oh, Mr. Harriet, she cried. How can I never thank you? She is my treasure subsidiary.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. You will go through this, huh? You got all your question answers, okay? Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, children. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.